Sadiq Ibrahim, welcome to Member Spotlight.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yeah, would love to learn more about you and your journey. So, if you can share with us, how did you start and where you are now?
Excellent. Yeah, so I started IH Concepts in 2008. It got started out of, wanting to help smaller businesses. And, I was in a job that, I didn't feel like I was getting fulfilled in that way.
Mhm.
In my previous job, I worked a lot with Sam's Club and Starbucks and Walgreens. So, I've had larger corporate experience doing graphic design, but I just feel like the small businesses needed it. So I started February 1st, 2008.
Yeah.
I freelanced for a couple of months before that and, started IHC out of just wanting to help the smaller businesses, because I feel like they're the ones that need the graphic design. They're the ones that need the communication or so. So yeah, it was just me. And in 2011, I started to take people on, and now I just have like a team of 10 people who work for me.
All right, excellent. So, tell us a little bit more about IH concepts. What services do you provide, and who is your clientele?
Yeah, so we like to say that we are a strategic graphic design firm. We're full service, so we do everything from print graphic design, so that would be that business card, brochure, letterhead, to like identity graphic design, which is more that logo or more like doing a logo and kind of figuring out what that brand would be, to web design, to mobile apps.
All right. And so, any particular industry that you focus in?
Well, we've done a lot in the restaurant space, but I tend to be pretty cautious with saying that, we just do restaurants. We have done like a multitude of industries.
Hmm.
So we have done, everything from like nonprofits. Our largest client right now is the Wisconsin Book Festival, to where we have done one person that wants to sell bugs that we're working with. To we have one person that is selling merchandise, to like or to like home care agencies. So part of strategic graphic design is thinking about the marketing and the branding aspects of design.
Hmm.
Because at the end of the day, you want to create when you create a business card, when you create a website, you want to create something that is going to be purposeful and meaningful and provide meaningful change.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I think a good graphic designer and marketer can learn about any industry, and do the proper research, and you'll be able to successfully come up with visual solutions that will help that business succeed.
Okay, all right. With all this AI coming into play, how is it impacting your industry, and where do you foresee it going in the next 1 to 2 years?
So it's interesting. We weren't as worried about AI, and our smallest concern was just that people would use it to generate copy or so. And recently, there's been a lot more awareness that AI is just a tool. It's a good collaborative tool,
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, art needs to have like a human touch to it. And like you can only kind of get that when you work with a designer. What actually was very interesting is that even with AI generated copy, Google has declared that they are going to be cracking down on websites that have AI generated copy. So they've kind of recognized that AI tends AI, tool, and it's not something that is going to be a replacement or so. Where I guess I see the industry going
Hmm.
is that I see some people relying on it, but through the conversations I've had with people that you know when something is AI generated compared to when you have an authentic graphic designer doing that. So I'd say in the next couple years, I think people are gonna probably try it, probably use it. It'll take time to see whether those results work or so. But
Okay.
I'm pretty optimistic that people are going to realize that, it's just a tool. And, I think there's this kind of initial excitement, and I anticipate that's going to dwindle.
Okay. All right. Would you be able to share an example of the work that you did for one of your clients that helped them get to the next level, the growth that they were looking for?
Yeah. So two, I have two, but I will share a restaurant that in 2021, during the time that it was COVID,
Hmm.
that they ended up, they, as we can imagine, people were having challenges with people going out to eat.
Yep.
Even wanting to go out, going to restaurants was
Hmm.
kind of considered a medium to high risk thing.
Yep.
So we were tasked with a client to do their website, and about like the COVID era at that time where people were definitely checking out restaurants a lot more. So, helping them be successful. So what we did is, we did some research. This is a model that Deluxe, that's a bigger, agency in Minneapolis, is using as well too.
Hmm.
And the first thing we found in our research was that people were doing a lot of delivery, but they would prefer to do delivery directly from the restaurant because they knew places like Grubhub and DoorDash,
Hmm.
would take a percentage. And people did not want the restaurant to suffer through, or to have to suffer through that, or have to kind of lose their revenue, and have to kind of suffer with the lack of business. So the first thing we actually did, besides making the website look really good, is we thought about their point of sale system.
Okay.
And they actually ended up switching it over, and we integrated online ordering into the website.
Hmm.
Or so, like we still kept like Grubhub and DoorDash and Uber Eats in case like people wanted to, use that, because I mean that's still revenue.
Hmm.
Uh but we were able to direct more people to ordering online directly with them. The next thing we did was telling their story. Like people love stories. That is like the crux of a brand, is like telling your story.
Hmm.
And what we So, we told their story, but the most important thing that we did was we told our client that it's like, okay, you have to, or we highly advise having like high quality photos. It's easy to take a photo with your
Yep.
iPhone. It's easy to take a photo, to try to do it yourself. But, like hundred, a few $100 investment in photos made the difference.
Yep.
And especially in the COVID era,
Mm-hmm.
people were definitely checking out restaurants a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Where a lot of restaurants used to be able to rely on foot traffic, which wasn't the case. There were times during COVID that that you couldn't even dine in. So we were able to, when we took those photos, and having that communicate the food or so, because again, people are checking it out a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
That was something that we did. So upon launch, the webs or be upon launch, a lot more people were ordering, a lot more people were finding this restaurant, that they actually ended up opening up a second location, where it's funny that we talked tried to talk to the restaurant next door to do it,
Mm-hmm.
or to do a website, and they didn't want to. And our client thrived, but the restaurant next door ended up closing about a year later, which is like the difference that good marketing makes, or so.
Okay.
Um, yeah, that has been like a really good one. Where we've also had a nonprofit through like calls of action or so, that we increased their donations 800%.
All right.
Yeah.
That's great story.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So where do you see you have been running your company now since 2008, you said?
Yeah.
And so where do you see it in the next 2 to 3 years?
I see our company start, I hope that, will continue to grow.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see IH Concepts not, or known for more client successes, but also I want to kind of see it more as like a community partner or so.
Okay.
That's just been a huge part of our brand, is, we're always looking to create change with small businesses or so. We're always looking to advocate
Mm-hmm.
small businesses. But we're always, in Madison, Wisconsin, we always, help the small business community as well too. So we're very connected with Dane by Local. We help with their local biz award campaign,
Mm-hmm.
and or so, and that is where that is, where we even help design the award badges for the recipients. We were actually a 2021 Outstanding Innovator Award recipient.
Okay.
And,
Mm.
that's what we're looking to, that is what, so we're looking to continue to do that.
Okay. Sounds good. So outside of work, what are your hobbies or interests?
I like to travel. I I like to travel a lot. I was actually in California 2 months ago.
Okay.
To be Yeah, so that is something, I definitely enjoy. I like to cook. I like to garden. I'm very involved with our local mosque and local Islamic community. So those are just kind of a lot of the things that I like to do in my free time.
Okay. Sounds good. Any other thing that you would like people to know about you or your business?
Well, yeah, we're very integrity driven. You know, I know that this sounds a little cliche, but we really put our customer first. But
Mhm.
it's easy for a lot of people to say that, but like we actually mean that, or we mean it when we say that. When somebody comes to us, they're helping solve a problem, and I feel that my their lives are in my hand, and the success of their business is in my hands. So that's something that I take really, really seriously. Uh, so I just would love to say with IH concepts, we're gonna yield results that are gonna help that are gonna help your business.
Mhm.
We have a high rate of doing that, and we're just gonna truly stick by you.
Okay. All right. No, that sounds good. Thank you so much for being here today and being
No
part of
problem.
the MCOP journey. And looking forward to seeing your much more success in your business.
Inshallah.
All right. Thank you so much, Ibrahim. Sonic.
Alaikum salam.